Hello and welcome to Blueprint Radio, a guide to fitness, health, and wealth. Brought to you by Mass Mutual Miami, where your financial health is our number one priority. I am Karen Garcia, here today with my amazing co-host, Dr. Scott Kjelson.
Hello, hello.
And celebrity fitness enthusiast, Tony Thomas.
How you doing?
And you'll notice today we are in studio and enjoying the tight quarters. And so I want to recap our goal, and it's simple. It's to educate, enlighten, and hopefully entertain each and every one of our listeners and viewers on how improving health, fitness, and wealth can lead to overall success.
Well, all right. Today's theme is personalization. All right. So we're going to be going over personalization and all the different categories of fitness, health, and wealth. For fitness, I want you guys to focus on baseline measurements. That's a real area where you have to get precise measurements. A lot of people might get measured and actually make mistakes. So you want to make sure your trainer is detailed with the way he measures you, because psychologically, if you don't show improvements through your measurements, you could halter your improvements in your training. So that's the first side. Also, you want to make sure that you are detailed as a detective when you're planning your program. That means after 3 weeks, you should reassess your program, find areas where you've missed certain details that could allow you to burn either more calories or gain more strength gains, or maybe even gain more muscle mass. You can do that by taking out, allowing you to add options, challenges, different ways to hit the right muscle groups. Also try to avoid counterproductivity, all right? So you can know after 3 weeks if what you've already been doing was counterproductive, because sometimes you might have started a program in which you wanted to maybe gain 5 pounds of muscle, but instead burned 3 pounds of actual muscle during that time. So you want to use your structure your program to make sure that you benefit what you're trying to get to, your goals, and that's what you ultimately want to gain on, is your goals.
Well, and just to add to that a little bit, first of all, I don't know where my buddy's energy is today, but I need some fitness energy.
You out.
But going back to what you were saying is burning, and that goes into personalization as well, because people are always like, I need to lose 10 pounds. But I gained 5, actually, right? The thing is, you got to know what your program is offering you as well.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So you may be gaining 5 pounds of muscle, but burning that fat in the right areas.
Right,
so, it's about the cell reproduction as well, and dividing and as well.
And that's why I want people to focus more on finding out exactly, where they're going wrong, because it's customizing your program is not just, finding out exactly what you're doing right, but to also find out what you're doing wrong. Errors and omissions. Get those bad things out of there so you can be more productive.
Right. Stop listening to the fads.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when we talk about foods as well, we always talk about the fads. That's where it correlates as well. There's so many times that you hear about. I'll just go about it with the ketogenic diet or paleo diet or vegan diet, and which is good for you, which is good for me. I hate when I hear that. I like to say nothing's good for you unless you know what's good for you.
Right.
I know that sounds very confusing, but the idea is personalization. So when it comes to nutrition, each one of us is different. For instance, speak a little bit, and we have a great guest on today, but and we'll get into that. But the thing is, testing. Mm-hmm. What foods are good for you, what your sensitivities are, how you metabolize properly, what deficiencies you have. And a little thing that we know about is when you go to the hospital, when you go to your doctor's office, we're always seeing these tests done extracellular. Well, I always have to say, show me the science.
Right.
Because I'll tell you that for a given thing like magnesium, which reduces inflammation, which has a huge impact on a lot of gene activity, we see that they're testing outside the cell, yet 98% is inside the cell. So are you individualizing those tests to that person, right? The idea is find out what you're sensitive to, find out how you metabolize specifically, what foods are right for you to help you with that fitness program. And also, mood disorders are so impactful today. People are wondering, well, I eat this diet, but yet I wake up feeling like crap. And we always talk about this. We talked about this, I think, on our second show. Yeah. We talk about the mood disorders and how, waking or what you eat at night create lack of sleep. We talk about obesity. Huge. People always, like you said, wanting to lose weight. how are you going to lose weight if you're eating the wrong foods? How are you going to lose weight if you're eating foods that cause you to lack the proper absorption of vitamins and minerals?
And
Exactly.
I just want to add something to that real quick. To me, it's an eye-opening experience, because when I got my testing done, it was amazing how on one side I was shocked, like, oh, I can't believe that, I shouldn't be eating these foods. But then when you really think about it, if you look back in your history, actually those foods have never made me feel good. So had I listened to my body better, I probably would have known some of these things prior to the testing. So just knowledge is a huge power to make a change.
Yeah, and we eat a lot of foods that have triggers like histamines, and that correlates to your gym as well. I mean, if you're not feeling good, how do you expect to be motivated in the gym? But there's a lot of foods, like I said, going back, we eat a lot of foods that have histamines. What if you're an individual that doesn't break down histamines properly?
Right.
How are you going to feel? What if you're an individual that doesn't, let's say, correlate your proper vitamin levels, and your mood is off based on your serotonin levels or your dopamine levels? How do you expect to get to that next level in your performance?
And also with the customization of foods and high quality foods, making sure that those high quality foods actually match your energy expenditure. Because if you're expending a lot of energy, you're going to obviously burn more calories and want to eat more. So
Right.
you want to customize those high quality foods to refuel and give you more.
And reduce the cravings.
Exactly.
Got
exactly.
it. Got it. Great stuff. All right. Well, I want to take personalization, which is our theme, and bring it to our finances, as I always love to, right? Whether there's a segue or not, I'll make it. Okay. So I'm sure we've all heard these financial entertainers, and I won't name names, but financial entertainers where you'll hear them saying, oh, don't ever buy X product, always buy X product. And they're making these absolute calls. Well, the truth is you cannot make those, you should not make those absolute calls, because again, we're all individuals. So a plan that may be perfect for me may be absolutely imperfect for Dr. Scott or for Tony Thomas. And so what my advice is always, find yourself an advisor that you trust, and more importantly, that you like. Someone that you can actually open up to, because they're going to need to know everything about you. Just like we talked about personalizing your nutrition and your fitness routine, it's the same thing with finances. If you don't open up about the nitty gritty about what you owe or don't owe, what you have or don't have, what your fears are and your goals, no one can really put a good plan together. So my advice is find your advisor and then sit with that advisor. And that advisor, if they're doing the right thing, should be asking you a major series of questions, starting with name and age, the basics, to overall health, family dynamics. Mixed families are a huge thing. Again, planning within a first marriage with kids, very different for planning with a second marriage with mixed families. Very different, right? We're going to ask about work benefits, short-term goals versus long-term goals. We want to ask about existing money, where it's allocated. Do you have student debt? We all know student debt is a huge problem these days. But those of us that don't have student debt, we're going to plan very differently. So again, we need to personalize. So before we can create a plan, we first need to allow our advisors to do that genetic testing, if you will, right? Food sensitivity testing. Find your blueprint, right? Like our radio show, Blueprint Radio. And so once, go ahead.
No, I
Scott,
wanted
you
to
have a question?
add. Yeah, no, I wanted to add. When I first met you,
Right.
and we started going over this, for me, for finances, I wanted to make sure somebody was taking care of me. And it's funny, you asked me about my lifestyle more than my finances. And what's
Isn't
crazy
that
is
amazing?
then we got into talking about nutrition and how you care more about somebody's life. You want listen, if you have money, you're
Right.
putting it away to what? Save it and expand that money,
Right.
but also so you can enjoy it. But your biggest thing was about finding out my lifestyle, how I was eating, and I was like, wait, am I at the doctor's office
Right.
now? And you really cared about my life. So
Right.
I feel like that's an important factor, especially when it comes to, trust, because that's really what you want to form when you get with somebody that's working with your money is trust.
And one of the things that Karen said, it kind of correlates over into the fitness side, is the short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals.
Right.
What kind of short-term, mid-term, long-term goals do you think could
Okay.
be added and implemented to better your
Okay,
wealth
so
management?
for an example, let's say you walked into my office and we were sitting down and I really want to know about you. I would say, okay, short-term goals would be, hey, are you thinking of a job change in the next, 12 months? Because that's going to impact how we're saving and planning for the future today, right? Because maybe you want to max out that 401k or you want to start thinking about rollovers. So that's one short term. A midterm would be, hey, I have a 12-year-old and I have to go to college here in 5 years. years. So that's mid-range planning. What am I going to do in the midterm? And then long-range planning would be things such as, hey, I want to retire, but I want to live life to the fullest. Or long-term care. Wow, I'm going to live because I'm following Tony and Dr. Scott's, rules for life. I want to live till I'm 102, but guess what? It costs money to live to 102, and I might need a little help with a nurse, right? So that's long-term planning. And so as an advisor, it's not my job to paint seagulls in your picture. It's my job to listen to what your picture looks like and help you achieve that. So that's personalizing your financial plan.
Well, and you said something that hits home too. A lot of people think I have this great job. I'm an executive at an office, and then what happens? Some big corporation comes and buys that company out, and where are you at now?
Right.
So you can't plan for things like that, and which is why you need to plan for anything. You need to have a plan.
Right.
There's always plan A, plan B, plan C.
And I want to just jump on that too. You just it's almost like if I set you up for that or you're setting me up.
Yeah, I'll take my 50 later.
Okay. So what I'm saying is a lot of people think a financial plan is you walk into my office, you pay me a ton of money, and then you walk out with this really thick binder that looks like a Bible, and you're like, I feel good. This is my financial plan. Well, guess what? It's obsolete the moment you walk out of the office. A financial plan is a series of one-year plans. It's fluid because our lives are fluid and they are not static. Therefore, a good financial plan is a relationship with an advisor who knows who you are and is constantly taking into account what your life looks like and what you want it to look like.
Well, and back to, and this correlates back to fitness as well. If you're a trainer and you're looking at an individual, what do individuals want, especially in nutrition as well? They want options.
Right.
Right.
And when you can give somebody options and convenience as well. I know all of us here, we go to our clients, we speak to our clients, we follow up with our clients, and that's the biggest thing for us to be able to incorporate options into our clients' homes or lives, period.
Exactly.
So I think that's a major factor for us. So yeah, I love what you just talked about. It really
Awesome.
hits home for a lot of people.
Good.
There it is. This personalized segment was brought to you by Genobic, improving your quality of life through personalized testing.
And we're here with our special guest today, Executive Chef Shashank. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Oh,
you
you're
for
welcome.
being here.
Oh, love to be here.
Yeah, so last night, I will let everybody know, still feeling like I came from a spa because I had the opportunity and the honor of having Chef here cook for my partner and I could tell you it was amazing, but it was also amazingly healthy.
Yes.
And
Yes, it was.
personalized to me, because our topic today, like we said, is personalization. Well, just after one conversation with you, the meal that you prepared, and I'll say the meals, because
Yes,
I felt like
yeah.
they were never ending, they just kept coming, and they were just amazing, one after the other, but they were specific to me. And one thing I did notice, and I will say this, thank you, you had white wine for me
Yes.
instead of red wine, because
Yeah.
we talked about specific sensitivities and my genetics as well, and how I can't drink red wine. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. No, I try to cater to your needs and your blueprint and what you like and dislike and what's good for you. And that was my job, to make sure that you were healthy.
Yeah,
Or
so-
at least fed healthy. You know?
So if you could just really quickly tell everybody a little bit about you.
I came to this country when I was 17. Cooked for a couple of presidents on the way, and
Can you
Oh,
name
by the
drop?
way,
Can you name drop?
wow. Like
Can you name drop?
yeah, Bush Senior, Bill Clinton.
We'll get some hate
Yeah,
mail.
we get.
Oh boy, non-political show, people.
No, I got my bachelor's from FIU, restaurant management, and I'm coming up with these healthy bars. And
But you've been through a lot. I mean, over 25 years in the industry and cooking for some huge executive locations.
yes,
And again, just amazing mindset behind it.
thank you, appreciate it. Yeah.
I also want to say something real quick. Where were we last night? Where was Tony Thomas and Karen Garcia during this 9-course
Oh,
Chef
it went-
Shank?
It went to voicemail. I don't know.
Oh, really,
It kept going to
Tony?
voicemail.
We were waiting.
They say you got an email, but I didn't see an email.
I didn't get it either.
Addresses or anything like
Yeah,
that.
internet was down.
It's okay. It's okay.
I want to add to your history. We were talking a little bit before this, and you and I just met. And I was pretty impressed because you were talking about what you do as a chef, but you're fit.
Yes.
And I'm sorry for all you chefs out there, but a lot of chefs are, and many aren't.
Many aren't,
And
yeah.
so, how do you think that impacts your cooking, your lifestyle, the way you think of food?
I think it's a diametric change from the way everybody else thinks, and like Doctor was saying, a lot of times you may be fit on the outside, but what's internally, what you're feeding yourself, may not be the right thing. And inflammation and a bunch of other things that happen. And I as an executive chef, I'm on the line. I'm on my feet, but I work out every day, 6 days a week. I do Tough Mudders, Savage Races, all the obstacle courses, and I'm 58. So
Awesome.
Nice.
I think I'm in good shape.
Well,
I stay out of
Great
trouble.
shape.
I think Tony liked the record. What was it that we talked about
I did
earlier?
a 4:11 mile
Wow.
in high school. Yeah,
That's a chef I want.
I'm trying to get 5. So we're gonna have to talk after this.
yes, we will.
About the meals and everything that you're doing with the meals as far as customization goes, a lot of athletes, everybody's different.
Yes, definitely.
And they need to be fueled differently.
Sure.
Have you had any opportunities to work with some athletes, or is this an area that you would want
This
to
is an
develop
area
and
that
grow?
I do want to explore, and with your help and Doc's help, we can set some programs up where it will be conducive for them. And as long as
Got to start inviting me
Yeah.
to your dinners. No, no.
you're next. But the minute the doc gives me some kind of a blueprint on what they like or dislike, or what they should put in their body, for me to customize a meal is not going to be hard. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and we spoke about that, Tony. I mean, when it comes to fitness, what we've been doing is testing a lot of our individuals, getting them healthy for the season, preparation for the season, and also getting them on the specific training regimens based specific to them for soft tissue injury and so forth. So when it comes to the foods they eat, now we have a report, but guess what? We're not providing the food. Now we do, and I will get into it. We're having an event very soon that we're all very excited about with our former guest, Dr. Badia, and it's in association with the Special Olympics. And we've invited Chef out to join us just because of the concept of eating healthy is so important, but how he cooks specific to each individual and how that correlates to the athletes as well.
Definitely.
So for example, I had my testing done, and I got this incredible list, and I've already implemented some changes. However, I have a shopping list. I'm not a great cook, okay?
Well.
And so if I came to you and I said, Chef, here's the list that they put together for me. Can you give me some, we can create a plan for me.
Sure,
But B, could you also, and I don't know if you do this, but could you create a meal plan, even if your service doesn't include doing it for me every day? Could you create a meal plan for me?
Yeah, definitely. We could call it Chef in a Box.
Oh, I
wow,
like
yeah, I like
it.
that. I like
An
that.
idea was just created here at Blueprint Radio. You heard it first.
Chef in a Box, yeah.
And let me talk a little bit about the business aspect of it. I see you have some bars here.
Yes.
And I just can't wait to dig in.
Yes.
It's not going to look so good and sound so good, but wait, somebody's phone just went off. Sorry, this is fun. Okay, so can I grab one real quick?
Sure.
So these bars we're calling Hop,
Hop,
Step, and Jump. Tell me a little bit about them.
There's 3 different components. It's an all-day energy, chocolate energy bar system, Hop, Step, and Jump. A Hop being the general bar, the basic bar. The Step has beet protein, and this Jump has pea protein.
Okay.
So it
And by
supplies
pea protein, you mean pea the vegetable.
vegetable.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And
No recycled
That
protein.
was a joke, guys.
Well, I mean, GMO-free,
Yes.
gluten-free, and the protein source. But what Tony and I really loved about it was the caloric, I guess you'd say, content. In general, because what do all of our fitness gurus and our weight loss clients want to do is they want to reduce calories, right?
Of course,
How
of
important
course.
is that?
Oh, limiting calories is ideal when you're trying to, lose weight or burn fat. So that just being the fact that it doesn't have that high caloric intake.
And it's got 5
Perfect.
superfoods in there: bee pollen, maca, chia seeds, cardamom, beet powder. So it's an energy bar.
Now, how does it compare to some of the other bars? And again, I won't name names, but I have a problem with some of the bars where I eat them and then they just sit so heavy
Heavy,
in
yeah.
my stomach to the point where it just doesn't feel right.
'cause I don't
What's the
think-
difference?
I think this is easily digestible.
Okay.
Because it's got, like I said, nothing is going to hold. It's a very clean bar.
Okay.
And all these ingredients, what you see is what you get. Because as a chef, you eat with your eyes. So I wanted a clear
good point.
label. So the almonds, everything is whole. I've not crushed anything. I've not regurgitated anything. It looks
Wow.
like, and wrap it in a bar.
I'm
and try
gonna do the ultimate test
You're gonna
right
do it
here
right-
because
yeah.
we talk
Ooh.
about
We're having
so
a
much
special
of-
moment.
of the
Special
business.
moment right
It's a
here.
bar moment. I'm gonna give you the ultimate
Let's
test
see,
and
let's
take
see.
a bite of
Let's
this.
see.
Can we get a
beautiful
flex?
apple.
Can we get a There it is.
Let's hear the crunch.
How you like it?
No, this is on point.
Yeah.
It is
This
pretty
on
good.
point.
I'm not gonna
This is
lie.
really
He
good.
had 3
I had
yesterday.
3 last
Wow.
night.
Wait a second.
After really
Yeah,
good.
I was very happy.
And there's chocolate. You
Yeah.
spoke to my love.
Chocolate and honey.
Real quick before we
We gotta
run out
make
of
them
time with the
believers.
chef, I just want to add about talk a little bit about your business. So what's next for you in terms of your business?
We're trying to form a platform with Doc
Okay.
Tony and all, and just see where to take these bars to another level. It's a superior bar because it got superior ingredients for superior bodies. That's what
Nice.
we
I
think.
think that
I
you've
think
just got
it's
your
good.
marketing tagline right there.
Well, the other thing is that we spoke about. See, we're actually doing a lot of testing, and we're correlating the trainers involved nationwide. And I will just jump into that with a little exclusivity. We're bringing Chef on board to work with us to bring on some more chefs and supervise those chefs with a certification program.
Okay, so wait, if I'm understanding you correctly, I'm a client.
You didn't hear that.
Okay, but I'm going to say it.
Yep.
So just here for all of our listeners. So maybe I'll be able to go online, and I just got my report from you, and I'll be able to say, wow, look at this great list. Wow, if there's anybody in my area code, zip code, that could cook these meals for me. And then, boom, I can find maybe Chef Shashank.
Yes.
Correct. So our program, we have a concierge program.
nice.
We come test in your home or office, and chef will have a certified chef come to your home or office and prepare those meals.
Love it.
Love it.
All right.
Same thing with trainers. So Tony, we're ready.
All day.
Wait a second. You forgot financials. I know it's not as sexy, but that's next, folks.
We can't have anybody but you. So
That's right. All right. Well, thank you so much,
Chef,
Chef
thank you so much.
Shashank.
We really
Thank
do
you.
appreciate
Appreciate
it.
Thank you for
It was
being
a pleasure
here.
being
And
here.
I just want to remind everyone that this segment with Chef Shashank was brought to you by Work Out Your Wealth, promoting healthier and wealthier living through sound financial and wellness services.
And now we're back for the takeaway section. And once again, I will start it off with my doctor's lowdown. Today, I'm going to be reaching out to everybody and talking about the importance of hydration. I know we've spoken about this periodically throughout our shows, but how important it is, and it correlates directly to training, and it correlates to reaction time. It correlates to your focal points. Anybody from a child to an athlete, we do not consume enough water a day, and I know you hear that a lot. The idea is metabolism is based on this. You're talking about, again, your mood is based on this. You're talking about your daily life cycles, your thought process. So I will say hydration, and it could be your favorite sports drink, but you have to ensure that you're also doing a sport, right? You're not just drinking Gatorade for the heck of it, right? Now,
Why?
Well, the idea is that you have too many sugars. You have a lot of sodium involved, especially in the gut. We have a lot of sodium transporters that help consume the glucose. So you're going to get a high glycemic index, which is your insulin spike. So that's not good for metabolics. But ideally, when it comes to hydration, adding cucumber and adding lemon can actually spike up your water. I hear a lot of people saying, well, water's so bland. Yeah, it's water. But you can make it fun, right? The idea is, however, some people drink it out of a bottle, some people drink it out of a cup, some people drink it with ice, some people drink it at room temperature. Find what works best for you and what will encourage you to continue to drink. Put it next to your bed so as soon as you wake up in the morning, you feel fresh and you get refreshed.
Great.
Nice,
Thank you.
nice. Well, for Tony's takeaway, I want to, focus in on some areas where people typically think that getting abs only comes from doing high reps. Everybody says, oh, I did 100 sit-ups, I did 100, knee tucks, and I don't see any abs. Well, an option is doing isometrics. Isometrics is holding the actual contraction. So maybe holding that contraction instead of for 100 seconds, instead of doing it 100 times in sit-ups, you can hold it for 100 seconds. All right, so that's an option that will also build strength in the abdominals, as well as focusing on reps and recovery to add the dynamic. So you do isometrics, switch it back around, do reps, and then your recovery. Try to keep it between 35 to 40 seconds, all right, because that's going to implement that endurance phase so you build nice, strong, endurance-style abdominals.
I will say I watched your videos, and I try to do your isometrics, and I am a fit person, but damn.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, I'll be quick because I know we're running out of time. My Karen's concept for today is start your own fact finder. Make a list of your short, mid-range, and long-term goals, along with an inventory of all of your financial products as well as debt, so you're ready when you meet with your advisor. And, well, I want to say goodbye and thank you again to our amazing Chef Shashank.
Yes, and again, you can always follow us at blueprintradioshow.com, where you can find all of our contacts, our links, and our sponsors as well. I want to thank again Tamarina. I know we're not in Tamarina today, and we're out of studio, but I would like to thank Amp Squared, Intuit Media Group, Genobic, Work Out Your Wealth, Matthew Zakowski, attorney at law, David Kirsch, a real estate broker at Douglas Elliman, and of course, our favorite Mass Mutual Miami.
Stick around for my fitness tips.
Thank you,
You're
guys.
gonna love
Thank
them.
you.